All right, guys, go right ahead, ask questions. Don't be shy.
Kristi, obviously, having Elena changes a lot. What did specifically having her out there tonight do for you guys and keep 50% from the field?
Yeah, I mean, whether Dele's on crutches, and it doesn't matter. If she's on the floor, they have to respect her and honor her, and that just changes everything for everyone. So I'm happy that she was able to get going, especially in the second half. Feeling good, legs are under her. I'm just really happy to have her back.
Elena, Grady Diaz from ESPNW. How is your knee feeling after this game?
Great. We live to play another day and my knee feels awesome. So just rest, recover, and get ready for the next one.
Please raise your hand if you need the mic.
Kristi, I heard that you sent out a text message to the full team last night. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and what was your message?
That's fine.
Mike?
Of course. I'm not surprised. No, I mean, I just wanted to, I'm better when I can kind of collect my thoughts and write things out. So I was just telling them what I was feeling, ultimately just the belief I have in this team. I think it showed today. I think everybody play within themselves, and when that happens, we're great. And I look forward to Tuesday and another challenge. It's going to be more difficult, on the road. But the message is the same, that I wouldn't pick this team over anybody.
Elena, I think a lot of us are amazed that you're back on the court after Tuesday's injury. What have you been doing the last 2 days or so to come back and be able to play like you did today?
A lot. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but
You can bore us.
I mean, the two main recovery things have been the hyperbaric chamber and float tanks. So just finding a way to get as much rest and recovery as I possibly can in a small amount of time. Tons of ice, a lot of just laying around and elevating, staying off of it, so the bones can recover and be ready to go.
For both of you, Arya Schwartz, WNBA Insider. The first quarter and the beginning of the second half, you guys were really starting off hot. Can you talk about the importance of getting going quick?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have great starts in the beginning of quarters, especially after the half. That's usually when teams can kind of lose momentum. But for us to come out, make big shots, be confident in taking those shots, that's what we need. We need that for 40 minutes come Tuesday in order to be where we want to be.
Yeah, especially like she said, coming out of the half, that's when you can kind of go into a little bit of a lull and relax, but to see us come out that strong and just know the importance of every single possession is so big for us.
Question for Elena. Candace Buckner, Washington Post. It's an elimination game and you're coming off a pretty scary injury. Does it ever cross your mind that you're going to be playing 33 minutes when you come back?
I would have killed Coach if he didn't let me play full out. He knows. I gave him the look and he knew I was fully ready to go and wanted to be in there as much as I possibly could. So, I have a lot of trust in our trainer, our doctors, and they got me ready, and my team carried me most of the way, and then luckily I was able to get a little bit going in the second half.
Adam Salon for Washington Times. Speaking of minutes, Kristi, it looked like you were about to play another 40 tonight, ended up at 36.5 before you even got off the floor. Where do you get your stamina at all, and especially this late in the year?
Miller Lite every once in a while. I mean, I'm ready to go. I mean, I'll play 65 minutes if I have to. I just feel really good. I've been taking care of myself, and it's do or die at this point. So there's no excuses. We've got to leave everything out there and just find a way.
Kristi, this question is for you. Before this game, you come in 4 for 21 from 3-point range. Does anything, when you see that first one go in, does anything kind of make things like a weight lift off of your shoulder? Do you even know?
Well, I don't really read the paper or watch anything, so I didn't know I was 4 for 21 until you just said that. But no, I mean, one of my mentors, I think I was telling China earlier today, he says you're either hot or you're due, and obviously I knew I wasn't hot, so I knew it was coming, and that's what shooters do. You're ready for the moment, especially win or go home. You have to show up, and so I'm glad that not only myself but others were able to answer the call, and now we have to build off of this momentum. One game that's not good enough. It's going to be even more difficult on the road. I'm sure they're going to adjust some things to make it more difficult for all of us, but you just got to stay confident and ready to go.
One more question for the players, please.
For either of you, you guys came out really hot in the third quarter, but then Atlanta pushed back with the 4-5. Coach took a timeout. Can you kind of walk us through what happened in that timeout, and then you guys responded? Atlanta, you hit a 3. Kristi, you had a drive.
We talked about valuing every possession. We were getting a little bit careless on offense, and when you allow them to get steals, they're going to make you pay for it. So we really had to lock down on offense, be smart, move the ball. No one had to be, superwoman, but we just needed to get a little bit smarter and get back to getting stops.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
But we got our superwoman back.
Beyond that, but it was a great win. It's nice to see, 6 people in double figures. I thought our bench, Maisha, Hines, Allen, Ruffin, Pratt, and Powers for her minutes gave us a big lift. Those two that were just here are really stars, but when you look around and you see, the other 3 that are out there in the starting lineup, Ariel Atkins during that little run hit 2 huge threes to kind of pull open the game. LaToya does what she does. I thought she didn't get a lot of help from getting some calls, and Natasha struggled in some areas, but then she turns around and makes 2 big drives when the game got close to the end too. So, the only thing that's kind of interesting to me is that their backup forward Monique Billings shoots 11 free throws, and Elena Delle Donne shoots 0. I'm going to go figure that one out. Questions?
Coach, you guys, Daryl Kinsey Jr. from WBGR. Coach, you guys had a healthy advantage in the paint, 36-24. How much of that was just having Elena back in the lineup?
I think that makes a big difference. She didn't even have a ton of post-ups, but what we got today, on some of those, we got some offensive rebound points, we got some fast break layups, we penetrated, our guards got inside. So, it's not like conventional just back to the basket post-ups. We were able to get there in a bunch of different ways and, try to put pressure on them, but rebound it, drive it, do all those things and make them have to defend us just like we've been having to defend their drivers.
Coach, obviously Hines Allen didn't get a lot of playing time in the second half of the season, then all of a sudden in the playoffs with Sanders in foul trouble, and then yesterday, or whatever it was, the last game was, you going to her a lot. What have you seen from her in practice that really made you trust her in this moment?
Well, I think for one thing, she's so athletic, and this is a team of athletes that we're playing against, and she has quick feet, she's strong, she knows how to block out, she gets rebounds in traffic, she sets great screens, she might be our best screen setter on our team, and that gets people open. Down the stretch, she got Ariel Atkins open on a 3, she gets Kristi open on a pick and roll for a big play, and she just has high energy. But we did some switching just like they do against us, and she's able with her athleticism to stay in front of their guards when she switches, and that's a big key for us.
Coach, Jenna Hatfield from her hoop stats. You talked about Ariel Atkins already hitting some big threes. She had 19 points today, but she was also on the second team all defense for the league. Can you talk a little bit more about her impact on your team?
Well, for a rookie to come in that's the 7th pick, and us having to count on her is a testament to what she's done this year. She's a very poised player. She doesn't, get overwhelmed too much. Luckily, we actually talked about it the other day. So she sat our last home game in the regular season against LA, which was played like a playoff game. And I walked by her on the bench. And I said, this is what playoff basketball looks like. And she goes, "I'll be good. I'm ready." So she just has this calm confidence about her. And you saw it today. She got in foul trouble. She could have hung her head, put her back in. She was ready to go.
One more question for Coach, please.
We can take 2. That's all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Coach, after seeing Elena's status in Game 3, were you surprised that she was ready to come back for today's game? And at what point during this weekend did you know she was going to play today?
I knew when I got here and she got here today. I didn't know before that. I mean, basically, really, it was come in this morning for her and get a workout and do some cutting and running in the back and see where she was. And then came out and did her normal pregame shooting routine about an hour and a half before the game. And she said she felt good. So I really didn't know. I had planned, you know, in yesterday how we practiced to play without her, just, you know, and have that as our plan of action. Obviously, it was a nice present to see her in uniform and ready to go. And I just think more than anything else, she just gives everybody else around her confidence that, you know, we kind of got this, that we have the best player in the game on the court, and that helps a lot mentally. Over here.
Mike, obviously we talk a lot about what Elena does for you on the court, how she opens things up for everybody else. Just getting her back for this kind of game, what do you think that ultimately did for you guys mentally?
Well, that's all I mean, what I just said is that, you know, that was a confidence thing. I think she makes everybody feel good about how we're going to play. And, you know, it also, it allows people to get some open shots because they got forced to double team her. We ran the pick and roll a couple times where she scored, and so they went and switched it and sent somebody over to double team. Now all of a sudden somebody on the weak side's wide open. That's where Atkins got one of her threes. Lane had a good find a couple other times to get people. And then when you do that and you have small people rotating like that, you give up some offensive boards. I thought both teams did a better job defending on the boards than they did the other day. But, you know, it puts pressure on people. You get nervous about leaving people when they have that kind of weapon on the floor. Okay.